The evolution of human ecological theory, expressed via creative practice, such as architecture and design, has shaped human environments and contributed to the Earth's evolution. The environmental degradation imposed by past design has placed the Earth in an era called the Anthropocene. This term acknowledges that humans have caused the rapid ecological damage of climate change and condemns the traditional view of nature as an idealized entity separate from humanity. This video will therefore explain how past theories of progress have contributed to the Anthropocene through design and how designers can respond to the recent revolution in human consciousness, considering the inevitability of further decay. Modernist theory, which prioritizes practicality, honesty, and progress, created a homogenized environmental landscape through urban expansion. Its designs practiced Freud's influential theory of human instinct as the force behind human behavior by creating environments that facilitated the human survival in the most efficient, straightforward ways possible. For example, the architect Le Corbusier's design for a unité habitation, or living space, created a prototype apartment for the mass-produced and homogenized housing that established the identical units and long central hallways that characterize urban environments. The personal facilities and unsustainable building materials required by this design contributed to the rapid overconsumption that led the accelerated environmental degradation seen in the 20th and 21st centuries. The modernist theory of practicality and uniformity that alienated humans from the ecological network that was enacted by Le Corbusier's design can now be seen throughout cities around the world. Postmodernism resisted a homogenized, systemized worldview of modernity with a more individualized view that created the consumer societies of post-Fordist production. Postmodern environmental design therefore adopted the illogical rule of supply and demand, which formed a series of hyperrealities. A hyperreality is seen as a condition in which what is real and what is fiction are seamlessly blended together, so that there is no clear distinction between where one ends and the other begins. Some pop culture examples of this are the recent popular interest in virtual reality, the online video game Second Life, and of course, Disneyland. The Australian Parliament House in Canberra is representative of a postmodern environment as it portrays an idealized model of nature. While the head architect, Romualdo Guirgola, described the building as generated by the natural state of the land composition, the construction process demolished the original hill and its vegetation, and replaced it with the perfectly symmetrical, gently sloping lawn that portrayed an idealized version of nature that prioritized human enjoyment. The design further degraded the environment by demolishing another hill, formerly called Camp Hill, to make way for a land bridge to Old Parliament House that introduced non-native vegetation to the area. This created a hyperreal portrayal of nature that demonstrates how, in a capitalist society, nature is objectified and perceived as a raw material, which leaves the environmental conservation in the hands of the market forces of supply and demand. The most recent contemporary ecological theory, the Anthropocene, condemns the previous theories of progress with a belief in the inevitable, unstoppable destruction of the Earth due to human activity. It therefore believes sustainable urban design solutions are impossible, as no design would prevent the inevitable total destruction of the environment. Designs of the Anthropocene must therefore focus on how humans relate to the environment and respond to its destruction. This has been demonstrated by the 2013 project called Dear Climate by Una Chowdhury, Fritz Ertl, Oliver Kilhammer, and Marina Zurko, which is a training program that takes place over a series of podcasts, posters, installations, and a website. The posters in this series are especially significant, as the installations in public space give them greater ability to disrupt the everyday human actions that led to the Anthropocene. The playful text, which invites the viewer to flow with the floods, or say hello to the hurricanes, seems out of place, given the apocalyptic images it describes, challenges the public's current psychological distance to the destruction of the environment by describing pacified responses to environmental chaos. This demonstrates the futility of our current future actions, given the unstoppable nature of the Anthropocene, by providing an exaggerated parody of the public's current acceptance and maintenance of environmentally damaging practices. The placement of the posters in public environments therefore disrupts the psychological distance between humans and the destruction caused by their daily actions. The environmental degradation practiced by modern and postmodern theory in design has overconsumed resources and transformed the original landscape into a series of hyperrealities. The revolution in ecological theory that defines the Anthropocene accepts that solutions are impossible and instead unifies humans in the network of ecology. This means that design has been both a cause of and a response to the Anthropocene, as humans have implemented theories of progress and ecology through their environments.